what is it? Me and Flying Lotus working on Cosmogramma.
Mhm.
It was a song called "Dance of the Pseudo Nymph." And it's very rare. It's moments that happen because there's some moments like in playing where if somebody does something that's like a bit over the bar or like a odd bar phrase, it may take a second to pick up or but this had gone way beyond those incomprehensive moments where you're like, hold on, keep playing it. I'm gonna pick it up. Give me a second. Me and him, I'll never forget recording it because me, it's there's this phase of me and Lotus where we would just be sitting there staring at the screen, pressing the space bar, going all over the place. You'd be doing 10 songs at once, all kind of stuff.
Right.
And so this song, as it's being formed, it's like you can hear the song, it starts with the percussion. It's just a shaker that's going on. I've in my mind, it was on 2 and 4.
Right.
And I was like this. I was like, and we would never question each other's authority. We would be
Right.
like, I'm like, and I said this earlier, it was kind of like Prince and Morris Day. It's like, what's the password? And he'd be like, you got it. What? And you're like, yeah, that's it. What? Yeah,
Who's
the
on first?
password.
Right.
This was that moment. This was us sitting there, and I remember being like, I know where you're going with this. Yeah. And I start playing, and we're recording the song. So there would be moments where I would just take certain things for a second, and then I'll be like, okay, then I would want you to be like, yeah, let's add some layers or something. Let's add something to it. And so as I'm adding stuff, it's like this weird stop and go that's happening where he starts, okay, and I'm like, okay, cool, you know, and we look up as we're recording. I'm like this, like if you could stop stopping the song, and he's looking at me like, yeah, no, I just need you to, like I line it up, and I'm like, okay, I'm I didn't all of a sudden lose this isn't the sixth man. I didn't
Right.
1, 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And we get through the song, but there's no like conversation of any part of it. We were just like parent, like whatever. And then I remember we were playing Cosmogramma live and we are going over the song. and as soon as I think
He,
Chris
he counted it off.
it counted off, it was, but this is like maybe within a year later, 2 years later,
Right.
we finally playing a live version of the song. And I think it was Chris playing too.
Okay.
He counted off, and I start, and Lotus would be like, "It's me, Miguel, Lotus, Chris." Okay, now Lotus say, "Hey, no, okay, wait, start it over." And I'll be like, "All right," and I'll be like, he'd be like, "What are you doing, man?" And I'd be like, "Well, what are you doing? Why do you keep stopping the fucking song? I start it over again."
Right.
And I'm like, okay. I was like, in my mind, I wasn't drunk just yet, but I was like this. This is what we didn't address when we were working. Where are you counting one at?
Right.
And he's like singing it, and I'm like this. I almost pass out because I couldn't even. The timing I was like, what? I was like, sing that to me again, sir.
One more time, please.
I was like, slow down.
Right.
I was like, I felt this was like some I can take. I wrote the song. I was like, what the hell are you? What the fuck are we playing? I was like, hold on. And so then I'm playing. Well, this is what I'm hearing. He was like, how? How are you hearing that? And I was like, this is either proof that we are both from another planet with this shit. Because that's the level of communication that is clearly not ours. Because how do we get through this whole song on 2 different ones?
And Chris is like,
Yeah, Chris is like, y'all suck. I'm like,
Are we gonna?
you already know he's just heckling. He's like, so y'all don't know how to count.
So y'all basically saying that y'all both suck.
Right. I'm like, it's like, man, Chris, please. It's like, and we literally, it was this look. It was this it was like this. It was like some Nacho Libre shit. We were like this. I'm not a child. I'm not a child. I am not a child. Start the song over again. And to this day, every time I'm in the car doing the like 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Where I'm like, how the fuck?
that's Chris. Me and Chris do that all the time though.
Yeah, you'd be like 1
We'll
and 2
record
and
something,
3.
and afterwards he'll be like, 1 is here. I'd be like, no, 1 is here.
Yeah, like Stop choosing violence with me.
We do it all. Me,
I've
Chris,
seen it.
Derek, we'll be on 3 different things, but it
1
ends
and
up,
2 and 3 and 4. That's why I hate. See, that's why I didn't even want to try to come over here. 1 and 2 and 3.
Oh man, absolutely.
That moment for me psychologically lives on. It's like I chuckle every time I hear the song because I'm just like, how did we get this whole song like this? And then there's this moment where he starts bending and stretching time in it, and I really just like that makes me want to drive my car off the LA River. Just, as soon as he starts turning up, I'm like this. I was already lost. There's a few songs listening to Miles Okazaki sometimes, or like Dan Weiss, or like like this. This was like, how did we even we both speak like the King's English.
Yeah.
How did this happen?
Yeah.
But that moment sticks with me.